Welcome all you Taurians to your monthly reading for the month of May, and we've been looking at a chakra each month starting at the beginning of this year. So we are up into the 5th chakra, which of course is the throat chakra, and we've got all our beautiful blues here, which represent the throat chakra color. And because we are looking at the throat chakra this month, we're going to focus the reading on how and where can we have more clarity around the communication in our life. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Seeker Oracle, which this will just be the general message for the month of May around how and where communication can be more clear. So for all our Taurians, what would you like them to know about their communication? How and where would you recommend clarity? And I do want this one right here. Expand your universe. So expand your communication. And I love that. We're just going to put that right here. And let's see what energy comes with that for you as well. It says, look up. It's time to be curious and to shift your attention to global and universal issues. Expand your knowledge, expand your mind, monitor global events, become an informed observer. Even when it appears that global issues have little importance or bearing on your community, they may have unseen and unanticipated influence or be part of a global issue that will ultimately affect the inhabitants of the entire planet. You don't have to travel to learn about other countries' politics or geography and industry. There's a wealth of information at hand if you're willing to look. Read, learn, ask questions, discover. Learning about other cultures promotes understanding and may reveal ties to your community that you did not consider. Explore other countries' politics, industries, trade, languages, social habits, food, music, and art. We live in a multicultural world, and in looking beyond our borders, we can learn more about the other cultures that dwell within them. Familiarize yourself with the natural world and the impact we humans are having on the other inhabitants of Earth. What animals or plants are indigenous to specific countries or regions? And of those animals and plants, how many are endangered or close to extinction? What are the potential consequences if we allow them to die? Understand that we live in a global community, and issues that affect countries distant from yours, such as political unrest, trade relationships, social injustice, natural disasters, and environmental concerns, often have far-reaching effects that can have a direct and indirect impact on your life. No surprise that's going on these days, because there's so much of that with wars and, you know, all the civil unrest and political unrest and just all over the place. And I love because, of course, you know, Taurians, you are earth signs, and so you do have this natural affinity to Mother Earth and what's going on globally and all that. So that fits right into your wheelhouse, right? But what I really am feeling like that message as I was reading it has to do with a nudge for you to move beyond your own borders of your supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's. That you have this way of like, no, this is the way it's supposed to be and should be. It's about having an open heart and an open mind and seeing things from people's perspective as well, the other individual's perspective, instead of looking at it as your way, you know, Taurians, your horns, and boom, boom, boom. I'm going to, you know, I see red and I'm going to run right over you if you don't, you know, step into line. It's allowing them to be and think how they want to think, and actually kind of put yourself in their shoes and try to see their side of things as well. That's kind of what I'm feeling so far. And if you're new to my channel, what I do each month as well is I take a tarot card and I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And the major arcana are like this card, which represents the overall energy for the entire month. And I'll talk about the minor arcana when I get into those. So we're just going to give these a little shuffle and see what else the Creator wants you to know around this communication for the month for you. So what else for our Taurians? What else do you want them to know? Okay, actually, Wow, you do get 2. Everyone else has gotten 1, but you actually have 2. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, which 10 is endings and new beginnings. So we'll put that one right there. And then you also have the High Priestess. So beautiful double card here. So the High Priestess, really, she is able to go beyond the veil. She sees things from a higher perspective. She's able to go into the subconscious, into the unknown, and see things. And so I love that combination with what we were talking about before, how, you know, it's digging deeper, digging into more understanding, looking beyond what is the seen to the unseen. And that helps you see things from a different perspective. It helps you understand why people are choosing what they're choosing to believe and why they're reacting in fear and the choices that they're making and all that. And I really feel this Wheel of Fortune also allows you to release your attachment to a lot of those shoulds and supposed tos, because the Wheel of Fortune has this message with it that before you came down here, your soul chose when it was going to enter this game and when it's going to leave this game. That chose the avatar, you, that was going to represent it, the character it's going to play, and all these fated events that you wanted to experience in your life. And so for this message, that piece of the Wheel of Fortune is standing out because it allows you to release the need to change what's happening, and allows you to understand that no matter what fated event comes across your path, you are the one that gets to choose what story you apply to it, and you're the one that gets to choose what emotion you're going to feel through it. So you still have your power of choice and this awareness of that, you know, everyone gets to choose what story and emotion they're going to feel through a situation. And so it's like this reprieve, you knowing that they're experiencing that emotion and that viewpoint on purpose for a purpose, and so are you. It allows you to let people experience what they're wanting to experience and how. It doesn't mean that you can't, you know, mention where you're coming from out of love, and that's comes from a different place than coming from a supposed to and should of fear, because this is a controlling feeling and no one likes to be on the other end of trying to be controlled, right? We don't like it when people try to control us. But when you have this allowance, allowing other people to believe and feel what they're feeling and what they're believing, then out of love, you might just say, hey, this is where I'm coming from, what I'm experiencing. What are you going through? And they might be like, oh, I like where you're coming from, because they won't build up walls of defense because they're not feeling attacked. When you speak of love, then that comes. One of the subject that came up in a reading I did over the last couple weeks was when you speak, don't speak to try to change minds. Speak as if you're trying to change hearts. And how do you change a heart? The only way you can change a heart is not through words, but through loving actions, right? So loving words can get into someone's mind, but it's your actions and the love, the energy with which you do things is what people pick up, right? And then they won't get on the defensive. So I love this little message that's forming here for you. We'll move into the minor arcana, which represent, the 4 suits represent the 4 different areas of our human experience. And we're going to start off with the Wands suit, which is the fire element, and it represents your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion. Also represents like your spiritual energy or the energy that you're experiencing. So this will be what your energetic experience is during the month of May. So for Arcturians, what would you like them to know about their energy experience, their energetic experience? Okay, and actually I want to give you these 2. And you have the 7 of Wands, which I laugh because this is really all about becoming defensive when you feel other people are attacking you. That's exactly what we were talking about. But knowing you have the higher ground, that no matter if these people are trying to attack you, you're up on this safe cliff, you have the advantage And so you don't, this is like a card that pretty much just tells you that you don't have to become defensive. Just realize the power that you hold because you get to choose what you want to choose. And what's great is that when I used to work, I used to manage an escalated call line in a call center, and I would train my representatives that, you know, the reason why we get defensive is because we feel if customers are yelling at us, trying to get us to do what they want us to do, and our corporation is telling us, no, this is as much as you can do. When you're feeling out of control because these people are trying to control you, one way that you can, it was like the psychological kind of attitude within is that, you know what? I really am in control of this conversation because I know at any second I could say a couple words and that would flip this person out, right? It would be like if someone, you know, was saying like something got canceled or they got a late fee, and it, you know, you could say something like, well, if you paid your bills on time, you wouldn't have this happen. Right? So just knowing inside that you could push buttons and have people flip out allows you to feel this, you know, place of control in that conversation. And that's kind of like this attitude that you have is, you know what? I have the higher ground. I could ensue a battle and have this escalate, but I have the power to also choose love instead. And I kind of feel like that's the message that comes here for you. Yeah, and then you have the Six of Wands, which this is like this recognition. And it's not about being recognized by the humans. It's like this, the Six is this movement from feeling like you need the recognition and the acknowledgement from the outside world, that you're finding what you're needing in that from the inside out. And that as you connect more to the higher realms, connect to the spiritual side of yourself, you realize, again, with choosing love, that I don't need people on the outside of me to agree with me and how I think I should live and what I should think about things. I find that from within, from the spirit world instead. And then you don't care about what people think as much. You just allow them, like we were talking about, you allow them to live the life and believe what they want to believe. And you face your fears of rejection and just go, you know what? I get to choose how I perceive things and how I look at things. And how important is it, the things that people battle over anyway? When we get down to it, everyone just wants to be loved. And that's really what everyone is searching for anyway, right? We're going to also pull a card here from this energy oracle and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about your energetic experience during May. So what else for Arcturians, please? Actually, I want this one right here. Excuse me. Yep, rest and rejuvenate. Yes, definitely it's a time to not battle, that you just get to rest. And yeah, I just feel like it's a time for a ceasefire in your life. So around this communication, around this, I guess I was picking up this energy of that there's been a lot of conflict in your life. I mean, everyone's really over the last couple of years a lot, whether it's with individuals or your conflict with your belief on the supposed to be's and the should be's, you know, all those thoughts of how you're thinking life should be and reality's battling against you, not living up to the way you think it should be, right? And I like that, the 19, 9 plus 1 is 10, which brings us to that endings and new beginnings too. So it is time to end the battle, end the wars, and have some peace, relaxation and meditation. So this card shows a man in a meditative and tranquil state. And the message here is that it's time to relax. You may have been busy lately, but you should soon be finding more time to just let go. When you do, allow yourself to go within and open up to the peace and wisdom that are vibrating there, right? We're talking about going within here. So this card also indicates that there should be more leisure time for you now and more of an opportunity to engage in peaceful thinking. So make it a priority. Your connection to spirit brings great assistance, but it can only be achieved through regular relaxation and meditation or prayer, however you have your practice. Now is a great time to make sure you insert this gentle activity into your daily life. In many ways, this is far more productive than unceasing action. Yes. So this will help you to balance your energy, let it be less hostile, less defensive, less stressful trying to please the people on the outside world. And as you strengthen this connection to the spirit world, it's just going to unfold and change like every area of your life, really. We're going to move into the element of the earth next, which is the pentacles, and this will be the only one that's about the outside world. You have the spiritual energy that talks about our insides. We'll talk about the mind and the emotions, which also are on the inside, but this is the only one about the outside. All those characters that are on stage with you in this life, those physical beings on the outside, including your own physical body and your possessions and jobs and bank accounts, all that stuff in the physical realm. So this will be Taurians. Of course, this is your element. You're an earth sign, so this isn't anything that you should be, or not should be, but are probably concerned about, because you're like, this is where I live. This is where I've been since I was born. Yeah, and you have the Knave of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And with this being the outside world, and this is all this newness, there's new opportunities coming your way with this change of your approach. Where there weren't opportunities before because of this have to and should and supposed to, they're so restrictive and like, no, this is the way it needs to unfold. When you open up and allow more, all the stuff that was outside of that very narrow road, things had to have happen. You see these new opportunities for things to be solved, for new opportunities for you to expand in different areas of your life, including, relationships and education, job or bank account money, even expanding on health and things to do with your body. So beautiful message coming forward with that. Also, this could represent new messages coming from the outside world. So some communication is going to be opening up for you, especially when you're not coming across as this bullheaded Taurus that things have to be your way or the highway. People are more willing to talk to you, especially when you connect and you see what's going behind the scenes. This intuition is igniting within you, where you're able to see and connect to that Venus energy that rules your sign, and you're able to just come from this place of love and compassion instead of need to, have to be, should be, supposed to be. We're also going to pull a card here from the Oracle of E. It's just to see what else they want you to know. What's your physical environment? All right, so what else for our Taurians for May for this communication? All right, there we go. Baby steps. And I love it. Fives are all about transformation and how you look at things. And there's this message that we change from the inside out, so we'll change a lot faster ourselves and our energies and our passions and sparks and our thoughts and beliefs and our emotions. Outside world moves much more, slowly. We know we want to get from A to Z, but we have to go to A to B to C to D to da to da to da to da. We can't just, in the spiritual realm, we can go, I want to be there, and we're there. Here, we get to experience walking one step at a time to get somewhere. So even though it might irritate our human side, it is very interesting. The journey to get somewhere is something we don't experience on the other side. I don't know why they want me to tell you all that, but there you go. And then, so baby steps, everything is baby powder fresh right now. It's new, it's exciting, and of course, you're not quite sure how it's going to work out. You're not supposed to. It would ruin the surprise, but go ahead, take that first step. All great quests have got to begin somewhere. Yeah, so definitely this new opportunity is coming in. There's this newness coming in. Baby powder fresh. So I love that. Next, we're going to move into the air element, which is the suit of swords, and it's represents our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations. It's that mental adventure during the month of May. There we go. So what do you want Arcturians to know about their mental adventure? Okay, actually get 3. So you have evidently been in your head a lot. Yeah. Well, here we go, another 10. So we talked about that being a 10, that being a 10, and this is it. This is the, he's not dead, he's just exhausted, because these are all the little expectations, all those things that we've been trying to make happen, all those small truths of the human side, our opinion of how things should be, need to be, have to be, supposed to be, those things, and they betrayed you. They've literally stabbed you in the back and disappointed you, and there's no way. It's like herding cats. You can't herd them. But it's beautiful, because usually they're looking away at the sun rising, because the 10 is endings and new beginnings, which means you're ready to let go of those thoughts and those beliefs that are no longer serving you, and you're moving into this new beliefs. Yeah. Which we talked about before with that, the 2, the Empress. You have 2 places that you have thoughts come from, attitudes and all that. One of them is the world of the humans, all that supposed to's and shoulds and need to's, all of this stuff. And the other, you can see the blindfold on the kitty here, and they've got the Ace of Swords with the moon, which that kind of has this high priestess feel to it. That's the intuitiveness. And so they are bringing this message about trusting your intuition a lot more than your thoughts and your beliefs in the past. And because these are all the fights that you get in, the arguments are trying to protect these small t truths, trying to prove that your small t truths are more truer than those other person's small t truths. But when you connect, the Empress allows you to connect to the higher realms, to the unknown, to the capital T truths of the higher realm. That's what they're wanting you to focus on with this one. Yeah, because the 7 of Swords is about this journey of understanding. Usually they're like, this is thievery and deceivery, but this, because this is your thoughts and these are your beliefs, this is this journey understanding what of your thoughts and your beliefs have been deceiving you, and getting to the root of those. So that's this clarity that comes for you this month as well, which we actually have a clarity deck here, which is made by this wonderful group called Girls Gone Happy. And this is just going to be what else they want you to know about your mental adventure during the month of May. And regardless of how you identify, all of us are honorary Girls Gone Happy for this reading. All right, so for Arcturians, what else do you want them to know? Okay, I feel like these as well. So you have a topic card, which is friendships. So a lot of this friction that I was picking up at the beginning seems to be around your friendships. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the Destroyer. Da, da, da. I kind of feel like this is like the energy of the bull, right? What needs to be burned to the ground to make space for something new? These are those thoughts and beliefs that need to be destroyed. So, and that is the endings and new beginnings, right, that we've been talking about. Yeah, then you have pain. How are you relating to pain right now? With tolerance, resistance, self-pity? What is your pain trying to teach you about the ways you've grown over the past few years? Yeah. So for some of you, you're going to realize things that happen, you're not as triggered as you were before, because you realize that when you were able to overcome and defeat others, the defensiveness of those battles that you have had wasn't worth it. When you really got down to it, you're like, me trying to, tell the other person, you need to believe this way and da-da-da-da-da-da, this is the right way because it's my way. They were saying the same thing back to you, and you realize, oh, wow, as you're able to sit, with the high priestess and sit in their shoes and go, okay, now I know I'm going to allow people, especially with the new, don't panic, the new political season coming up for 2022, if you're in the United States. We have some Senate seats and representative seats or whatever that come up every, certain amount of years. So this is outside of the presidential thing, but now there's all this politicalness, and it's like, you know what? After all that stuff we've been through, I think we're more and more going, it's too painful to get involved in all that stuff, both in the stress of ourselves, but also the stress that it puts on relationships. And I think a lot of people are just done with that battling, right? Then we're going to move into the final suit, which is the cup suit, which is the water element. That, of course, represents our emotions. So this will be your emotional adventure during the month of May. All right, so for our Taurians, what do you want them to know about their emotional adventure? Nope, not that one, okay. That one. Oh, those two, okay. Yep, so you have the 7 of Cups. So with the 7 here, discovering what your thoughts and beliefs are deceiving you, it also rolls over into this, your emotions. I normally don't read the card this way, but they're intuitively just telling me that, yeah, it's all the confusion around your emotions about what to feel, and all these different things that you were feeling almost felt like it was out of control. Was based on these thoughts and these beliefs. So as this clarity comes, it's also going to bring you clarity in your emotions. Yeah, because here's joy, celebration card. It's like, woohoo! So definitely there's this community feel, this coming together feel instead of the division. And it's very clear, this beautiful joy that you feel when you are able to sit in this peace. You're able to sit and be free from all of these swords, all these thoughts and these beliefs that have been restricting you and making you just exhausted. And so you're ready. You're so ready for this ending. I mean, the 10s are all over the place here too. The Destroyer, it's like you're ready for things to change. You're just sick and tired of the old ways of feeling and the old ways that have been impacting your friendships. And so I love that. We're also going to pull a card here from the Spirit Junkie deck, which, since this is the last big card we're pulling for this reading, it can still represent, what else they want you to know about your emotional adventure. But because it's the last card, it's also going to be a wild card and be whatever else the creator wants you to know about your May adventure. Okay, no, you want those two? Okay. Do want that one and this one right here. Okay, so you get 3. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. So this is beautiful because I really feel like this has been so uncomfortable for you, this conflict that you've had with an individual or individuals, and that's because that does not resonate with who you really are and what you really want to express yourself to the world. Again, you are ruled, your sun sign, if this is your sun sign, well, actually, wherever your Taurus appears in your chart, if you're cross-watching this for something other than your sun sign, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and so it's ruled by love, and it wants to express love. It wants to express the unconditional love that's in its heart in its own special, unique way with the world. And so this has been painful for you, right? And I kind of feel like this is what you want to heal. You want to help people with their pain in a variety of different ways. And so I love that this is like getting to the root of it. It's like, yeah, all this felt uncomfortable. I want to spread love and joy, not defensiveness and all of that. Yeah. My greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. We talked about that at the beginning here. Yeah, and here it is again. My genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. So that is definitely reiterated again here, that you are ready to get rid of all this restricting beliefs you've had about the shoulds and supposed to be's and need to be's. All that energy you've been investing trying to make everyone else, you know, like we said, exhausting yourself, trying to herd the cats and make everyone else, you know, believe all these things and do all this stuff, and you're ready just to let all that go and move into this new phase of your life, this new focus of your energy into spreading that unconditional love in your own unique way rather than using it to try to police the entire world to do what you think everyone else was supposed to do, right? You get to free yourself from this, and in doing so, you let everyone else off the hook too. And your final messages are coming from the heart affirmation cards here. And this is just going to be what the final messages the Creator has for all you Taurians. So what's your final message for our Tauruses, please? This one there. What else? I want that one there. And that one there. Okay. I want that one there too. So you get 4. Your first one is, I reawaken my soul's desire to learn and grow beyond existing limitations. What we were just talking about. My heart is open to freely expressing love. Yes. Yeah. I experience love in all its beautiful glory. Again, Venus energy is showing up all over the place here for you. I awaken the limitless love within me. I am abundant. That limitlessness. There's no more restriction, no more of that, you know, those swords binding you. You get to be free and express this love freely. And you get to turn in your Deputy of the Universe badge. You no longer have to worry about policing what everyone else is believing or thinking. You get to focus on what you're believing and you're thinking, and really getting to that to the unknown, really diving deep and going behind the veil, because that's where you're going to find so much of your freedom. I love this for you. Right, Taurians, I'm going to leave the reading here. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these monthly readings for each zodiac sign, I also put out weekly energy updates for each of the elements, like earth signs, fire signs, etc. Also, a few other types of videos, so if you don't want to miss any of those as those messages come out during the month, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click this like button, also click the subscribe button, and that'll give you access to this notification bell. When you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, all those things make the YouTube algorithm so happy, wants to share the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings currently, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, Taurians, as you go through this wonderful month and every second and every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.